is up, Ham Radio? Kilo Echo 8, Papa Zoo November, the Ham Radio Adventure Guy. It's time for some shenanigans. What's going on, everybody?
It's Sunday.
Shenanigans. I'm stuck in my car again. His wife is shenanigans.
Welcome to West Virginia.
That's right. Get home and like just in time to get the green screen and everything set up for shenanigans. And I'm there for like 45 seconds and the power goes, lights out, time to go. So I have to rush out and get set up and pull off some redneckery to get my phone mounted up on. My phone is mounted right now on my visor in my truck.
Redneckery.
You do not want to know how it's mounted up there. Dan had a good time laughing. But it's shenanigans. It don't matter.
That's right.
However, I cannot type in the chat because if I touch this phone, it's probably going to fall on my crotch, and you don't want to see that view, I'm sure.
Shenanigans. I mean,
Unless you're Terry, maybe. Terry might want to see it.
That's true.
Might remind him of shaving or something. Anyway. So how are you this weekend, Dan?
Man, I'm good. It's been a long, horrible weekend for radio, to be honest with you. It's the fans have not been in my favor, but got my activation in, got my hunting in, so I did support my park.
The bands did kind of pull a little bit of shenanigans themselves. They were not great. Friday night I didn't have any problems. I went out Friday night. I started right at 8 o'clock. Well, actually, I started a little bit before and got me an early shift in, but that wasn't support your parks. But I started support your parks at 8 o'clock, and I did a 20 park road in the 24-hour period of Friday and Saturday, and that was all spotted, but all but the last one in Discord. Yet another reason why, if you're not in my Discord, you're missing out. That's 19 activations you missed out on because you're not in my Discord, and it cost you nothing.
Missing the good stuff.
Shenanigans on you, buddy. But I mean, the bands worked really good. I did 11 parks the first night, and then the hunters started shenanigan themselves to sleep. They started dying out on me, so I was like, well, I could keep going, but I'll just call it a night. And then I went out Saturday and did the last 9, which was a cakewalk. I was done by like 1 o'clock, and I could have did more, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to the house and I'm charging up batteries because I got a special activation. Sorry, guys, I got something in my eye here, but I got a special activation tonight, and that was about 7:30. Kilo Delta 9, Uniform Delta Victor rolled up into town, and me and him and Kilo 8 Golf Quebec went out to dinner, and then did a 3-operator activation of Chief Logan. So,
what'd you have for dinner? Meatloaf or?
No, we did not have meatloaf. We had Mexican loaf.
Mexican loaf, very, very nice. So instead of ketchup, it had salsa, or?
Yeah, well, it had Mexican cheese, close enough. But
okay, I got you.
And speaking of shenanigans, I don't know what they put in Terry's tea, but we were leaving there, and Terry drove here from the. Thank you very much for the super chat there, Stephen Walker. I hope you're doing okay driving right now. Look at this guy. This guy's dedicated. He's super chatting me while doing like 90 miles an hour through a hailstorm on a motorcycle.
On a motorcycle, so it's just one hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
That's how you super chat somebody. That's awesome. Speaking of Stephen and motorcycles, I'm gonna go ahead and let the cat out of the bag because I'm gonna let a promo video out here in a little bit. My eyes just pouring the water. It's driving me crazy. But I'm going to put a promo video out for Wednesday's stream. Thanks to my Patreons are on my back about putting out promo videos for my live streams now. So I guess it's their channel more than it is mine sometimes. But I'm just playing. I give them opportunities to give me ideals, and we see how they work sometimes. And we got a promo video coming out tonight if the internet gets back onto my house and the electric for Wednesday stream, and myself and Steven is going to be talking motorcycle roving. So
very nice.
It's going to be a pretty cool stream, I think. Interesting to me anyway. Hopefully it'll interest some other people. he did a pretty big road this weekend, and I'm not going to talk about it right now because we'll save it for Wednesday. But I'd probably be in the hospital in traction if I rode a motorcycle that much.
Yeah, he put that 87 miles a gallon to the test.
I tried to get him to leave the motorcycle here and take the 12 mile a gallon Nissan back with him, but he'd have been dry at least.
What's up, Eddie? See you in there. Oh, speaking of Patreons, we might want to thank them.
Oh yeah, we might want to do that. See, Dan's in charge of all that tonight, and he's going a little slow tonight.
Yeah,
he's not used to it. But thanks to these guys because they keep the gasoline in the tanks and the food in the belly, and they make a lot of adventures happen for you guys to hunt and see on YouTube as well. So that's awesome. And we'll also go ahead and give a shout out to the Adventure Club, changing in the standings, and to the King moves to the top spot. Kilo 8 Golf Quebec moved up a spot as well. So we're doing a little bit of moving and shaking already. William Collins on the board. He wasn't on the board last week at all. So thanks for all the donations, guys, and keep them coming because I'll keep the POTA coming if you keep that coming for sure.
The three amigos are there as well.
Oh yeah, the Three Amigos was a big contributor during my Delaware road to me. So
Alpha.
Yep. November 6th, November Radio Delta. Actually, his VE3 call sign would be a Three Amigo, I guess. VE3THR/Alpha and VE3XNS/Alpha as well.
They learned a lot about West Virginia heritage while they were in Delaware.
Yeah. Listen, I taught the Canadians some good American culture. I taught them about the Urban Dictionary. I taught them about Viking meatloaf, and taught them a few more things we probably shouldn't say on stream, but they learned quite a bit.
Yeah, peanut butter variants.
Yeah. There were some butter variants mentioned, but it wasn't peanut butter we talked about.
That's true.
So how'd the hunting go? Did you get quite a few, or?
I got a lot of new to me parks. That's what the bands were kind of crappy, so I kind of focused on the new to me parks. I picked up a good couple, 2-3 handfuls of them, and I did okay. I mean, I don't.
Well, the new to me to me, if I was a hunter, which I'm not, so I really don't have a say in this, but to me, if I was a hunter, the new to me parks is what I'd be chasing, I believe.
That's what I do first. I mean, really, I do the new to me and then new to me for this year.
Because I'm
stuff.
assuming that would be the big Kahuna award in the hunter category.
Yeah.
I'm not sure because I'm not a hunter. To me it would be. Whereas if you're an activator, new to me parks it is one of the top 3, of course, but
yep.
I would say that total QSOs or activations would be one.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Brisket Master.
Alpha. That's excellent.
Eddie is the original /Alpha. And yes, Eddie, the Canadians learned the true story about the /Alpha. So you are now in Canadian history, Eddie. And
yeah, David, the band sucked, but you did get an across the pond contact, I assume, on 1 whiskey. Probably 5. I don't know. But you're not going to make it in my log unless you're in 1 whiskey. So.
Yeah, the bands were not great, but I did happen to pull off a nice 10-meter park to park with Hotel Indy 8 Delta today. So that was pretty good. My park a little bit ago, I had planned on hitting the road, and Dan messaged me. He's like, "Dude, I can't even hear you on 40." He's like, "And I need 13 more at this park."
Yeah.
So I then tried to work every single band known to man.
Hear me there.
Which he didn't hear hardly any of them. I think you got 4 contacts out of the 13.
I think so. The loudest one was 10 meter CW. 10 meter, 30 meter CW was the loudest one. So.
Oh yeah, 30-meter CW always works great for me. I don't know why.
30
Honestly,
meters, it's that magic band. I mean, if they would ever widen that band out a little bit and put voice on there, it would just be packed 24/7. I can guarantee you.
I mean, 40 meters is my favorite band overall. But if we're going to talk CW, 30 meters is my favorite band, period. Because it just works. It works like short and long.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, 40's been really rough during the day, but that's kind of to be expected because the sun comes out.
I don't think it's rough for everybody during the day, Dan. I think it's rough for you.
Yeah, it gets really local during the day. I mean, you can still make contacts if you want to, call your neighbor or something.
Because see, you say that, but the same activation that you couldn't hear nothing from me today, I did get Georgia, which of course is closer Georgia than you. But then I got further than you would because I got Florida.
On 40?
Yeah. Same activation that you couldn't hear me whatsoever.
Interesting.
So I was like, how's he not hearing me? Because I got David, Bravo Uniform November, which is in Georgia, but he's closer Georgia to me.
Yeah.
But then I got Florida like 2 calls after him.
Interesting.
I was like, how's he not hearing me? I think he's ignoring me. He don't want his.
I had the volume down.
That's what it was.
Yeah. Man.
I was running QRPPP. I don't even run QRP when I do CW. I'm a big old cheater. There's CW people out there and they'll run 5 watts. I'm running about 33, and that's where I know.
Yeah, Kyle said he accidentally stumbled across the 5 for over there in Wyoming, and I didn't even hear him. So I was doing my best to do everything I could to hear that, and nothing. Didn't hear anything.
Kyle checked into the poor catnet once or twice this week. PP sounded. I can't even read that because I've got crap up in front of my phone and holding it up there.
Says PP Man sounded great for me in Kentucky on 40 meters. Now I'm assuming. Now Steven said that. I'm assuming the KY is Kentucky, not another KY like a branded thing.
Yeah, it could be knowing PP Man. So. But PP Man gets a good signal over this way normally.
Yeah.
There's times that I can't hear him, but normally that's when he's activating. He's hard to hear activating.
Well, he was running QRO at the house like all week, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah. All night, Friday night, he was running QRO, and he was coming in loud. It was just easy. But pretty much Friday night, if you wanted in my log, you had to be ready because I was in and out. I said 12 to 20 contacts, but the second it dropped, I was gone. And
I think it took you longer to put the Eagle One up than it did the activation.
Probably. And that's because right now my Eagle One, ever since the gas station incident, takes a little longer to put up than it usually does. I'm getting ready to retire that one to the house and put a new one on the road, new color even. But speaking of fast activations, I didn't realize how fast I could activate until I activated faster than Robbie could take a crap. If any of y'all have not heard the Oveno story about Robbie taking a crap,
that's fast.
Like he went and took a crap in less than 2 QSOs from 3 operators.
I would say it was at least 45 words a minute.
And that's something. But during one of those activations, he complained in Discord, dude, I was in the bathroom. And I was still thinking, wow, I did a whole activation faster than Robbie crap. That's saying something.
Yeah, that is.
Oh, I forgot. I was telling my story about Terry earlier. So, yeah, I don't know what the Mexicans put in Terry's tea, but he drove us from Chief Logan down to the Mexican place and back. We left the Mexican place and road there. It sort of goes up and then it curves this way and then curves back that way, and all this other area is parking lot. he's driving, and instead of taking the curve on the road, he just starts driving through the parking lot. He goes by like two little medians, and then he just curves back over into the parking lot. And I was like, Terry, you left the road there. You totally was in the parking lot. And he says he knew. But,
Oh yeah, yeah.
I don't know, man.
I'm okay to drive. Trust me.
I think his tea might have been a long Mexican tea.
I can see Terry. I can see him driving now. Go over the curb. It's like, I knew that was there.
He's just driving all happy go lucky. Steven was cracking up.
Well, when you think you're about to die, you normally laugh because you got to find some kind of humor.
Then he proceeded to tell us a shaving story later in the night, and we won't get it up on YouTube because
that's for an after chat.
That's for an after chat for sure. But that even prompted a Dan phone call, and the first thing Dan heard was those words, and he's like, "What did I just answer?"
It's like, hello. It's like, well, this dude was in the bathroom. I'm like, is that the first thing that I hear when I pick the phone up?
It's funner. It's funny because here's your joke of the week. It's not even a joke. One hunter, an activator from West Virginia, an activator from Indiana. All do an activation. The two activators popped the cherry of the hunter. He had never done a multiple activation, so Terry got his cherry popped on the multi this weekend. Terry did his first threesome this weekend.
The funniest thing is you're taking calls, and then you'll give somebody a signal report, and then hand the mic to Steven. He'll give him a signal report, and hand it to Terry. He'll just say QRZ.
So we get a park to park, and it's the Canadians, eh?
Okay.
So I worked X and S, and then Steven works X and S, and then Terry worked him, and he's like, "All right, hold for Tom." And Terry goes, "QRZ," and I grabbed the mic and like, "Oh, we got you, Tom. We got you."
Ow, fuck.
Terry, you knew this was coming. Terry said he was going to skip this episode.
You're lucky you didn't get coerced to come in here, Terry. So.
Yeah, Dan wanted to pull you on stream and let you tell the story about the shaving incident, and I didn't think that would be YouTube worthy. Well, it's worthy, all right, but
the whole monetization thing, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, that'd kind of go out the window. Funny stuff. But speaking of, myself and Terry and Steven, that was pretty much put together because of Patreon once again. And, I'm not trying to push Patreon to people, but I'm telling you, it's worth the time and effort to check out because we have a lot of fun when we get together, and I've been I spend a lot of time, on video and out in the field with my Patreons. So, I mean, if you're interested in doing stuff like that, because I'll schedule trips just around going to hang out with Patreons. Matter of fact, I've got a Michigan trip coming up, and a Tennessee trip coming up here in the near future. Both of them will have Patreon meetups, which anybody will be welcome, but they're scheduled around Patreon. So, it's worth checking out.
We're considering adding a perk to one of the tiers that says that Eddie will cook you brisket if you're in the area. So. Eddie doesn't know this yet. Well, yeah, I guess he does now, maybe, but
I'm in all of the tiers, Eddie. I want brisket. Eddie's lucky I don't move him to the castle just to cook for the king.
I'll get some of his brisket here soon when PP comes down. Soon, I think next couple of weeks he's coming down.
That ain't gonna be real brisket. He's gonna make minute steaks and tell PP it's QRP brisket.
QRP brisket. Beef tips.
He's gonna make a buzz buttered steak and hand it to him. Here's your QRP brisket. Yeah. I'll tell you, there was a lot of people out killing it this weekend, though. David is still out roving.
Still,
Right now. Like
yeah.
he's been a machine this weekend.
Right now, he's on 15 meters. If anybody wants to go hunt him,
He's been absolutely crazy, and my big sis Carrie, she's been at so many multi parks this weekend. I don't know where she's finding them all.
yeah, she was tearing it up with Jason. They just tore it up yesterday.
I know yesterday she had a 3-fer and a 4-fer, and today I worked her park to park and another 3-fer. I'm like, I'm lucky to get a 2-fer in here in West Virginia.
I'm lucky to get a 1-fer around here. Let's see, who else did some rows today? See, David's still out tearing it up. I'd love to see his stats when he gets done. Eddie, KO4 NLL, and Robbie, Whiskey 1 Radio Charlie Papa, did a little rove down in northern Florida. Did a good job with that. They got in 14. And probably a lot of other people I don't know about. There's a lot of good activity. The problem was hearing them.
Yeah. I just, I didn't try to do nothing, out there this weekend. It's just another weekend for me. I did actually hunt this morning before I left the house to make sure and get a hunt in for Support Your Parks, and it was quite funny. I hunted Tall Boy, and he's like, "Whoa, the man just hunted me!" So that was pretty awesome. When he did that, he was astounded that I hunted, which most people are. If I just say Kilo Echo 8 Papa's over November, they're like, all right, what's your park number? And I'm like, no, I'm at the house, yo.
K home.
I'm at K home. Somebody worked with me from K home the other day, and the bands were horrible, and I just heard him say K. And I was like, what park are you in? He started laughing. He's like, no, I'm at the house. K home. I was like, oh.
I find it funny that you said it was just another POTA weekend for you, and you go to a 20-part road. just another weekend.
I know. That sounds horrible, I guess, to people.
How does that get you on your Work Talk Kentucky? Did that put a dent in it?
No. I didn't even do nothing new.
Okay.
I didn't do anything. It was originally going to be a 25 because I actually need a 20 and a 25. I've got way more than that, and I've got the lower ones. But in that range, I don't never hit normally. When I hit 20 to 25 parks, it's just me roving, and it's not like a UTC day. Like I'll start early in the morning and go late at night. So like to hit those awards, I have to literally start at the right time. So
and you have to stop.
I needed 20 and a 25, and I was going to do a 25, and then Steven was talking about getting down here. I could have ended up doing the 25 because I had an extra 4 hours. So I should have did the 25, but after the 20, I was just like, I'm going to the house and charging everything up, just chilling. The bands were horrible, and I've got a lot of big roves planned that people don't even know about. I've still got to get to 25. And I have some other things planned.
So we should let them know about the 110 park road that you're planning?
We need to let them know that the guys are coming to pick Dan up to put him in a straitjacket right here in a minute because he's lost his mind.
I bet you if Steven super chats enough, you'll try it.
No, we'll just say there's possibly a 50 coming up in my future.
Well, you could have done it before. You had time to spare on the 46 Parker, right?
But now here's the problem. If I do a 50, then I'm going to have to do a 45. Even though there's not awards for these, but they do. I just got to have them every 5, so I have to do a 45. I've got the 40 with my 42. So then I'm going to do a 35, and then I'll have to do a 30 just because my line is technically a 42 park road, so I need to do just a regular line. So.
So Toby said you'll try if I drive you around.
Absolutely. Listen, roving with a driver, that's what I did. I wasn't even tired this week. Honestly, the hunters don't even want to know what my driver said about them on Friday night. But I'm going to tell them anyway. She said the hunters was wussing out on me. And that was the nice term. She used the worst term. She's like, I can't believe they're going to bed this early. Because it's the same driver. Well, what is he?
I don't know. It's just WHI and a lot of dots.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Thanks for the super chat, but I'm not sure what that means, Stephen. Oh, it probably means he's trying to start the stack for trying to get to that bigger road. Knowing him. But no, it's I had the same driver that I had for my 42 park road. So, she knows that my hunters, they're going to go till 3:30, 4 o'clock easy with me. And, when I started losing hunters at like 11:30, 12 o'clock, she's like, what the crap?
I guess she didn't factor in that it was a Friday night, and all of us, well, not all of us, but most of us had to work that day too. So. Well, Saturday we got to sleep in a little bit.
Well, I don't know, because my 42 Park Road was on the same day. It started on a Friday, and
yeah, but it started an hour later on Saturday because somebody decided not to wake up in time.
Well, evidently it started too late this week too, because my first activation, and I had plenty of time. I only had 9 parks left to do. If I can't do 9 parks on a Saturday, I might as well retire. But like my first activation, November 4, Charlie Whiskey Bravo, is like, good morning. Glad you can get up. And I'm like, you forget that now, and that they don't realize that my last park on the night before was about 4 hours for me to drive back to the starting point of the next day's start. They totally forget that part, and they forget that I had to have bacon in between there. Every good road should have bacon. Bacon makes the world good.
That's very true. Very true. So, I forgot to do it. I forgot to do it during your little threesome last night at the park. But I was gonna, when you passed the mic off, I was gonna do the standing by for somebody else just to see if I get a laugh out of them. Yes, Kyle. We said bacon.
Always bacon. Always. Unless it's Kyle, then it's poor cat. No bacon involved. It's all poor cat when it comes to Kyle. So Kyle, you are still, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know how many he got this morning, but I'm thinking you're still the second place activator in Chief Logan.
Wow.
So out of all the dignitaries, Kyle still leads the pack. He's still ahead of, if I'm not mistaken, Steven's liable to super chat me and correct me because that's what he does. But
he pays $2 to tell you you're wrong.
Yeah. Now you know what? I'm a man to admit that I'm wrong. Okay, I'm going to put it out there. I was wrong today. I was wrong. I was at 1824, and we were trying to do all those bands. And, and Dan even said at one point, said, go to 60. And I was like, 60 won't work this time of day. So we got to the very end. I was like, forget it. I went to 60. And, of course, Dan still didn't hear me. So Terry's like, I'm on my way. I was like, Terry, it won't work. Next thing I know, I hear Terry doing 60 on CMCW on 60. I was like, well, I guess I'll eat crow on this one. So, yeah, 60 worked for Terry today. So I was wrong.
That magic carpet antenna.
But that's my one time of the year that I'm wrong. So don't even try it again this year, guys. It don't happen. One time a year, and it's now happened for this year.
Next time he says, let's go to 60 in the middle of the day, you're like, yeah, sure, let's try it.
I was shocked because I have done 60 early in the day, but not that early before. But that's what's crazy is the high bands. People wasn't hearing me on the high bands, and they're normally great that time of day.
Okay, I have inside information.
Here we go.
What we were talking about before the stream, that number is 410. About a room.
Oh, okay. No, he wasn't. He wasn't in Lucky. Lucky would have been in. Lucky would have been threes.
Is there 4 stories to it? Is that why it's the 4s?
Yes, there is. Yeah, the Lucky room is in the threes.
Okay, so he was on top of the Lucky room.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you. When we hit chill pad tonight, if the internet's on, I'm gonna get Terry to tell you his motel story about why there's a chair in the motel room. So be prepared for this because it's a good story.
I want to hear about the sink too, though.
Yeah,
not right here, but yeah,
not right here. We're not going to talk about the sink, and we're not going to talk about the chair right here. But the problem is now when I go in a motel room, I can never unsee the chair again. I'm gonna be like, what the crap, Terry? Get out of my room, Terry.
Oh my goodness. What happens in West Virginia stays in West Virginia.
What happens in West Virginia stays on YouTube forever. Oh. I'll tell you how bad the bands were. Toby didn't get me a couple of times today, and that's bad.
Yeah.
But the good thing is Alpha Delta 2 Charlie Echo's been getting a lot of logs in here lately.
Yeah, I've heard that. That's awesome. Got the POTA bug?
Well, I mean, he should. He's got 3 activations in. That's more than some people.
What's up, Dom? See you in there, buddy. You went out today too. You did an activation. I tried to listen for you, but I couldn't even hear you on 40 meters, man. It was so short.
The bad news is tomorrow's work.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a busy couple of days, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Maybe that should be another Patreon benefit. They can go to work for you.
Oh, that listen, that can be any tier that wants to do it. If anybody would like that as their Patreon benefit, I can make that happen.
You could even tell people 73 as they leave the establishment.
It wouldn't be the first time they've heard. When your bartender tells you 73, you know he's a ham radio operator. Yeah, but Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'll be doing the work thing. The good news is it's going to be a good video week because, again, I've got a preview coming up of Wednesday's stream. It'll be tonight if the internet and the power is back on Dallas. If not, it'll be tomorrow. And then Wednesday we got that good stream, and then Thursday we've got my Delaware wrap up video. So it's gonna be a good week for videos for sure. People ask me what's coming up next for me, and I don't really even know because things seem to pop up on me all the time. Honestly,
we just fly by the seat of our pants.
The next thing that's planned is date. I mean, I've already got the campground for that and everything, but that's still a couple weeks away. I just don't see nothing happening between now and then. I could be wrong. I could be in for a couple of weeks of just West Virginia active. Well, we know I won't stay in West Virginia.
Let's see,
West Virginia, Ohio, Kentucky activating.
Dayton is May 19th, 20th, and 21st. So that's about 4.5 weeks away or so.
I will be there the 18th, 19th, 20th, and 21st. I will be leaving, but I don't think I'll be leaving to come back to West Virginia. I think I'll be leaving and going somewhere else. That's still being worked on.
You're going to Delaware?
No,
Oh.
I have worked on that. I don't need work dogs.
Yeah, but you want to go back so bad. So I heard.
I don't have the people. People kind of took that wrong when I said I won't be back to Delaware. It sucked. I had a bad time. I had a great time in Delaware. Delaware was a load of fun. It's just I don't. It's not like Delaware is an extreme vacation spot. I've activated every park in Delaware. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, even ones that were closed, right?
yeah, even ones that are closed. I even put a video out on that.
Magic.
But it's not. There were some really nice parks. I think it was called Penelope or something. Was probably my favorite. I'm pretty sure that's what it was called. I really enjoyed that.
How was Assawoman State Park?
That will be mentioned in my video on Thursday.
Okay.
It wouldn't be a good video without mentioning Assawoman.
Dom's doing his 3 for tomorrow. That's awesome. Hey, Dom, do you like the ATAS? I know you just got it and you tested it out today. I haven't heard anybody that has anything negative to say about them, so it'll be interesting to see if you like it.
I really want to get one and just stick it on my vehicle. I really, really, really do. I'd like to, because I'd like it for it to be there for days that it's raining and stuff like that, and I just used it instead of the Eagle one.
Yep. You don't have to get out and get wet.
Right. Of course, if it's not, I mean, if it's not raining, it's summer right now. If it's not raining, I'm definitely running the Eagle one up, running over to a picnic table where I'm going to run an infant. So.
Kyle's going to be activating in Ohio while he's at Hamilton. Ohio.
Kyle, how do you do a 2-person CW activation and get the people to stick around for the second operator? Because it's hard enough to get people to stick around for a second operator on CW sometimes. I kid you not, last time I've been holding for 2 more operators, and Steven and Terry both give their call sign with no reply from the guys there because they're long gone.
I'm waiting for the 2-word response from Kyle. You don't.
You don't.
No, I mean, there has to be a good way to do it, I guess. Yeah, it's very hard with CW with 2 operators.
I'd agree because it's. You know what? Shout out to Steven. He did make my 2 activator sideband easier last night because he gave me a nifty little mic splitter. So now I can run 2 mics and I don't have to pass this mic as much. Because speaking of shenanigans and love Terry, but you don't want to hand Terry the mic because at the end of the activation, your cord is wound up into a ball like this all
It keeps twisting it.
We got done with the activation. I got ready to hook my mic, and I was like, "What the crap?"
Terry's over going, my bad.
PP man, you should probably super chat me tonight because Terry is taking all of your slack tonight. Twitter. There we go.
Send that the exact same pitch, the exact same speed, and then you can both reply at the exact same time in the exact same format. And I guess you both made the QSO, right?
Well, I mean, or you could just be like the hunters, and you just send when you want to, and just assume you're in the log.
Yeah. You just reply at the exact same time, exact same speed, exact same pitch. And as long as the hunter doesn't specifically send your call sign, I guess both of you made the QSO.
I literally hit my auto keyer today at one point. So it was like CQ, POTA, Kilo Echo 8, Papa Zulu November, CQ POTA, and CW. And I let it off, and I hear 5 Indian from a state. And I know who it was. I know who it was. But like, you just answered signal report to my, you know, I'm like, come on, y'all.
That's funny. So yeah, mic splitter definitely help you from swap and spit.
Yeah, I've been wanting to try one for a while, and Steven had one. So then, of course, I asked him, where'd you get it? And he's like, well, I'll send you a link. And then we get done. And he's like, I just keep that one. I've got one at Dad's, and then I'll just order me another one. So, but if you are interested in a mic splitter, I will put a link in my Discord where you can get one off my Amazon affiliate.
It'd be interesting to know if all Yaesu mics are pretty much the same. The ones that take the modular connector anyway. Like if I can use a mic for on my 891, can I use it on your DX10?
Yes.
I mean? That's awesome. Yes.
I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I know you can, because the mic that I'm using on my DX10 is my 991 mic. I don't use the DX10 mic because everybody throws a fit when I use my DX10 mic and say that I've got some kind of feedback or some kind of, I don't know, they say I have some kind of noise. So I've been using my 991A, except for when I was in Florida, because I took the wrong mic. I laid out the 991 and took the DX10, and nobody said a single word. And the funny thing is, they only say it when I'm on 80 meters.
Oh, you're talking about the jet engine kind of RF in your audio sound. The like that. I mean, I haven't heard it. Yeah, I mean, I haven't heard it forever. But yeah.
I use that mic. I'm going to start switching it up back and forth, I think, and just see if you guys can. Because I swear it was something. I don't think it was nothing to do with my radio or my audio. I think it was something in the atmosphere or something on 80 meters.
Mothman.
It could be the Mothman. I think that's why Steven rerouted his trip. Because originally he was leaving Chief Logan today and going up 35 through Ohio. Ooh, I just hit the daggone thing, and my phone did not follow. I'm happy. But he was going up through Ohio, and me and Terry told him, said, be careful when you go through Point Pleasant. That's where the Mothman is. So the next thing I know this morning, he's like, yeah, I'm going down the breaks and hitting Kentucky and Virginia, and I'm like, you're going to go to bottom of Kentucky across and then up? He's like, yeah. I was like, dude, he's like, it only adds an hour and a half. I was like, okay, you're on a bike and it's raining. It's on you. But I think Steven was scared of the Mothman.
Well, on Google, when you plug in the routes, you can avoid tolls, you can avoid dirt roads. There's a check right there to avoid the Mothman.
Oh, is there a check? Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Is there a check to avoid the Mon Man, though?
No. But
I didn't think so. Because you have to, if you're coming through West Virginia, you have to pay homage to the Mon Man.
You can also do a specific route no matter where you go in the country from point A to point B to take you through the lucky spot.
So, technically, if you go to Point Pleasant and you leave pepperoni rolls and Mountain Dew at the Mothman statue, he will leave you alone.
That's true.
But if you would rather just bring pepperoni rolls and Dr. Pepper to the Mon Man, he'll tell the Mothman to go flank itself, and he'll leave again.
Or go moth yourself.
Go moth yourself.
Yeah.
So funny
Dr.
stuff.
Pepper. Add 6 dB.
I hate to. I have to try to see what kind of time we're running this stuff around. I really wish you guys could see this redneckery I've got going. Oh, it's great.
You got to find somewhere to take a picture of it and post it. That'd be great.
Like,
that'd be a great short. Life of a YouTuber during a live stream.
You're absolutely right. If I had, the bad thing was I just took all my stuff in the house from being out, and then the power goes out. I've got to figure out how to take. I'd love to be taking a video short of this right now. because it would be absolutely great. Oh well, funny stuff.
Mike,
So
what's going on, buddy? John Carr, what's up? Sorry, what?
John stayed up late Friday night and
Mm-hmm.
hunted all night.
Sure
I
did.
can't remember. I can't remember if John went to bed on us or not. To me, that was 2 days ago. So I don't know. I know. Perry says something to girlfriend. What's he saying?
Said your girlfriend just told me to tell you to bring home some milk.
Okay. I'm not sure what that means.
Apparently, she needs some milk.
Apparently, she needs to know who her boyfriend is.
Mike wants to know if the Mothman likes ramps.
You know, he may. I don't know if the Mothman does or not. The Mothman likes some Molly Moochers.
The Molly Moochers.
Hey, Molly Moochers are good. And no, that is not a drug. For those of you who are thinking Molly or any other kind of mushrooms, a Molly Moocher is just a wild mushroom that grows in the spring in the hills, and they're amazing.
Yeah, John, we did at the last stop there. We did sideband and then just CW. We didn't do any more sideband after that, so you didn't miss anything.
Yeah, that was it because everybody pretty much was. It was down to like 10 hunters, and I don't like to have 10 in the log. I like to have 11, and I wasn't doing the whole band hopping thing. So that's why I switched to just the last park I did sideband and CW just to get some CW in because my CW numbers hurt from that evening because I didn't do CW.
Your CW numbers hurt, and you already blown your goal out of the water. I need to get 5,000 in 365 days, and here it is, like the end of the first quarter, and you already got it.
No, I had to go a day into the second quarter. Thank you.
Oh.
Now,
Overachiever.
I was 14 or 16 shy. I was like, man, I should have paid attention and got that.
That's funny.
It is what it is.
Yeah, John got several new parks during your road. That's good.
You know, it's kind of funny, and I was wondering, I'm like, how have you done that? Because that's a road that I've done a couple of times, but actually, I've evidently done it 3 times now. That particular strip, because I got to looking at one of them, and I don't know what made me look at, but the top hunters is what I was looking at. And, you know, I just had done my 3rd activation, so it's going to be a little different now. But as of my 2nd activation there, the top hunters had 2. And it was Toby and Terry tied at first with 2 QSOs at that park. So I was like, well, how many activators have they not got? Because I've been here twice. And I look, I'm the only person that's ever activated that park. And I'm like, why? It's in a strip of parks.
Hey, Sandy. Yeah, it's been nasty storming here too. Good to see you. But yeah, if you ever want to make a road you've done more interesting the next time, just do it backwards. It's completely different.
Well, that was backwards from the last time I did. The last time I drove was during my 42. Because it came down and up that strip. That was the last strip of parks up that way. So I was coming from Western Kentucky way in, and this time I went from Eastern Kentucky that way. Of course, I didn't go as far, but I still had another 5 parks in me that night, easy. I could have done another 5 easy. I just was losing hunters. I don't like. I have a very short attention span. I don't like to. People who know me know that I don't like to say CQ more than once. I should, when I activate, I should say CQ at the beginning of my activation. Then after every QSO, I have to say QRZ. If I do not get an answer after QRZ, I will typically say last call. If I get nothing after last call, guess what? I'm gone. You know, unless I just like, oh, I guess I need a kilo here today. You know, but it's rare that I do that. And I there are days. Those are my favorite days when I just sat in one park forever. Like today, when I sat in 1824 and did all those different bands and stuff, I had a blast. I love those days. And I actually hunted a bunch of different parks. Even after I tried all the QSOs with you, I still hung out there a little bit longer because I knew Steven was on his way to the other Breaks Interstate Park. And I'm still trying to figure out how it took him so long to do that. He's on a motorcycle, and he said it takes longer to get set up. Yeah, you're throwing up an infant halfway, but man, you should have been there.
It was raining too, maybe. So.
Yeah, it may have been raining there. That's true, and he don't know those roads either.
I thought those are the best ones to ride on your motorcycle, right? YOLO.
Breaks is a beautiful place. If you've never activated Breaks Interstate Park, you should check it out. Check out their overlooks. Their overlooks are great. Good stuff. Good stuff. What time have we got running here, Dan? I can't see.
Well, about 8 minutes.
About 8 minutes. All right. I guess we will start the wrap up. What you got coming up this week?
Not a lot. More work and hunting parks. Activate this weekend. So next weekend.
Yeah, you know, it's funny because mine's about the same. It's more work in activating parks, but a lot of that work has to do with you guys because I got a lot of stuff I'm working on getting out.
Kyle said, calling last call and hanging around is like trying to leave the Patreon chat, and I'm asking you one last question. Every time it happens to me, man, it's like slow. I don't get a call for like 2 minutes, and I'm like, all right, last call, 20 meters, and all of a sudden a brand new pile comes in. It's like they're sitting there waiting for me to say last call.
I used to wonder, I was like, is there people that just sit there and wait for you to say last call?
Yeah, I think I really think there is.
I had one guy tell me once, he's like, well, I was waiting for the conditions to get a little bit better, but then you said last call. And I'm like, well, you know, if you heard me say last call, you were hearing me before I said last call.
And meanwhile, while he was waiting for conditions to get better, he comes in like 30 over.
Yeah. I used to have a guy, and he always came in on last call, and he never meant to. It's just that's when he would pretty much turn his radio on, and he'd hear me say last call. And that was Kilo 2 Alpha November. He was my last call guy. Like, I always knew. Sometimes when he'd come in, if I hadn't said last call, I was like, all right, I guess that's about it, last call. Because I knew it was time to end. But he stopped doing that. So, but good stuff.
Terry likes to be fashionably last.
Fashionably last. Terry, I don't think you've ever came in after last call.
Well, what he's trying to say, Terry, is he don't ever think you came first. You always like to, hang out to the very end. Make the activation count.
Now Terry's smart on CW. He lets all the people just pile on top of each other, and he knows after the end of that pile that I'm going to be sitting there with this blank look on my face, like, what am I supposed to do with that? And then he goes, Kilo 8, Golf, Quebec. Like, oh, cool. I heard that call, Simon. This was working.
He lets everybody else pile on top of each other, then he comes in last.
Yep. Because it just, I don't know, man. I guess eventually I'll get used to it because I got used to it in sideband. It's the same way with sideband. Although last night was a weird pileup because I worked a lot of calls last night that I did not know, and my noise level last night was anywhere between 10 and 15 over the whole activation.
The crashes were horrible.
It was horrible last night. We still got like 55 contacts, and it was like 11 o'clock at night when we activated. But it was an 80 meters. 80 meters was gone. I've never seen 80 meters that bad.
Nope.
But anyway, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'll be working the bartending job, so I will be activating around 10 minutes till 8, as usual. And then back on the air after work Monday. Tuesday, I don't know if I'll get the time in between after work and the late shift. It might be really late, or it might not even be at all. My morning activation might be it on Tuesday. So I'm telling you, people now who are in the PZN challenge, there is only 5 of you left. Get me Monday night late shift or Tuesday morning early shift, because that could be your only chance for Tuesday. There's your warnings, because I got some stuff I got to do Tuesday. Wednesday, got the stream. Thursday, video comes out, and there's activations all these days. So other than that, same as always. Appreciate everybody who donated tonight. I did not see any coffee come in, but it wouldn't be going off because my phone's in front of my face being my video today. So if you did, I'll get you on Wednesday. And thanks a lot, guys. 73.
73, guys.